Hey, it's Rachel Rofe, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some surprising hacks that you can use to boost your sales on Etsy. So I've done some research and found a bunch of different things that you can do on Etsy to send your sales hopefully through the roof. Even if you're a highly experienced seller, I think that you'll benefit from hearing about some of these surprising and kind of innovative Etsy tips and hacks that I've discovered. So I know some of these seem simple. People tell me they add up in a big way though, so let's get going. And before we begin, if you think that this content is helpful or you like my other videos, then please hit the subscribe button. That's going to help me kind of see which type of content is most valuable for you, as well as kind of help me continue making videos, right? Shows me that you like the videos. So first thing to kind of go over here is that Etsy is probably one of the most underrated marketplaces out there. I know it has some frustrations like every platform does, but you can do really, really well with this. In fact, a lot of people do better with Etsy than they do with Amazon. It's different for sure than Amazon, but once you master it, you can really get a lot of sales. And so here are some results from people in the low-hanging system course, just to show you, I'm not saying these are necessarily typical, but just to show you what's available. And these are actually some of the smaller ones. We've had people posting about like $250,000 a year in sales that they're making. So this is definitely worth your time to kind of get right. The first hack that we're going to go over here is to renew your listings at peak Etsy times. So with Etsy, recency really matters. An article that I read said that I think 72.92% of listings on the first page of Etsy's search are 1 week old or less. Some of the listings were from products that were, months old, but they had recently been renewed. So Etsy really likes it when the shop owners are consistently adding new products to the stores, because each product that gets added gets a boost inside the search engine simply because of its newness. The same kind of also applies to listings that are renewed manually. When you renew your products, you are going to want to be mindful of your timing. So if you renew a product, let's say at 2 a.m., odds are that many people won't see it because it's just not a peak shopping time, and so your product's search placement boost will kind of been wasted. You want to renew your listings at times when your customers are most likely to be online and shopping. So to discover when your shop's peak traffic times are, check your Etsy stats. Review the last few days and then check for the times when the spikes in views occurred. Next is you want to match your titles and tags exactly. So keywords are one of the most important things to get right on Etsy. Now I always say, the top two things are add more designs, get titles, but for Etsy specifically, you want to make sure that you have the great title, and also you have the best keywords in there. Etsy actually says the title is the most important place to have your keywords. This is something that a lot of people miss. So many people kind of think the more that they type, the more traffic that they'll get. So the bigger the title, the more traffic. This is really common advice for selling on Amazon, but it's not how it works on Etsy. So you want your best keywords to be put in the title, and then you want your titles and tags to match exactly so that your listing is consistent. So your tags don't need to be in the same order as your titles, but you definitely want to make sure that they're in there. Also, a reason why the titles and tags end up being different is because you have more characters to use in the title than you do in the tags. So the solution would be to break it up, right? So instead of saying like sterling silver Celtic cross for a tag, you could break that down to something like sterling cross, silver Celtic cross would be another one, Celtic cross would be another one, and so on. So you have 20 characters per tag, so take advantage of that and then match them all up. The next hack is to use Pinterest for keyword research. Now, Pinterest and Etsy customers have a lot in common. They're mostly female, they love to seek out and buy unique and interesting products. So that's what makes this hack so cool. It lets you tap into Pinterest's massive audience, and you can this way find the best keywords to use on Etsy. So if you've ever done a search on Pinterest, you know that if you start typing a word, you'll get a list of like the suggested keywords that kind of start to auto-populate. The same thing happens on Google and Amazon. So say you're selling handmade tote bags with floral designs. You might start typing tote bag on Pinterest to see what comes up. And then from there, you can kind of narrow your search. Keep in mind that the best keywords to use on Etsy are long tail keywords, so highly descriptive phrases of 3 words or more. Write down the words that fit the best, and then you can check them out on Etsy and incorporate those into your keywords as well. The next hack is to add shop info and shop owner pictures. So this one kind of qualifies as a hack because it's a relatively new feature on Etsy and many shop owners haven't yet taken advantage of this. In addition to the images that you upload to showcase your products, you also need to have the following: a shop owner picture and then a shop info image. The shop owner's picture should be a picture of you. It's kind of a way of giving your shop a personal look and feel, of letting people know that you're a real person, because on Etsy people like that. The shop info is usually going to be like your business logo, and it's a visual representation of your business and what you have to offer, and it appears in a bunch of different places when Etsy lists your shop. Make sure to use beautiful, clear images for both of these profile elements, and then you'll be able to increase your brand recognition. Next hack is to list your products on Pinterest as well. Now this is a big one because it can exponentially increase traffic to your Etsy store. I've already kind of told you there's a natural overlap between Pinterest and Etsy, and then this is where you can really make it pay off. So on Pinterest, upload images of products that include a live link to your store. Be sure to say in the image, the description, that the product is available on Etsy. You should also include a basic description of the product and then as many relevant keywords as can fit in there. You might get a small increase in traffic when you originally, post the image, particularly if you already have a big Pinterest following. However, where things really get interesting is in the long run. Pinterest images last forever, unlike posts on Facebook or Twitter. Pinterest images don't really get lost in the shuffle because they stay on your boards where anybody can access them. So this means that 3 months, 6 months, even a year down the line, someone can discover your image, pin it, and then just like that, your product can appear in front of a whole new audience. Your next hack is to join an Etsy Pinterest group. So in addition to listing your Etsy products on Pinterest, you can also join an Etsy pinning board where a variety of Etsy sellers come together to pin each other's products as a way of increasing their traffic and exposure. So you can actually apply, there's one in my blog article that I'll link here in the video. It's a pin it up group that you can use to join and have people kind of pin your items for you and then you pin theirs. This particular group doesn't have any specific prerequisites for joining. All the Etsy sellers are welcome, and all you have to do is kind of pin another member's product at least once a week after you join the team. The next thing that you can do is partner with other Etsy shops. So if there's another store that has a similar look and feel as your shop, or one that sells something that complements your products, for example, if you sell a necklace and bracelet chain kind of thing and another shop sells charms, then that's complimentary, so you can get in touch via the ask a question button and see if you can form a relationship. In doing so, you can help each other by promoting each other's products on social media and then offering exclusive deals for each other's products. The next hack is to preemptively answer questions about your products. So think of any questions that your customers might have about your products and answer as many of those questions as you can up front. A good place to do so is in your product descriptions. This way you'll minimize friction when it comes to any potential apprehension, anything that your customers might feel disconnected about when purchasing your product. For example, if you sell jewelry, you'd want to detail things like what the jewelry is made of, how long the necklace and bracelet chains are, etc. Your next hack is to monitor your conversion rates. So Etsy monitors each product's conversion rate and displays the products that get the most sales. So Etsy really obviously wants to make money, so it's in their best interest to display the products that are going to make the most sales. So a 1% conversion rate is considered average. To calculate your listing's conversion rate, go into your stats, divide the total number of sales that a listing had during a certain time, let's say 30 days, by the total number of views that the listing had during that same time, and then multiply by 100. So your Etsy shop's conversion rates can be negatively affected by numerous factors. For example, if your product costs more than other products in its category would be one, if your product appears for irrelevant keywords, if your shop has bad reviews or no reviews at all, if your shop and products have lackluster photos, if your products are listed in categories that are kind of on the pricier side by default, like engagement rings or something. Of course, it can also be positively impacted on the opposite side of those things. So if you're seeing less than a 1% conversion, it's definitely worth it to check into those factors. So I hope that you find these hacks really helpful. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Just leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed this post, then don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to learn more ideas, be sure to watch the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.